For our session today, we will be having course material number 5. That is all about using ICT in teaching and learning mathematics. So I will be focusing on some of these applications, and I will be telling you how did I apply that in my classroom, in my classes. Okay? So let's start first with using photo math. Okay? I guess you're all familiar with this already and you know how to make use of this. When it was still face-to-face, the normal pa, ako ning gigamit when I had the lesson about loss of exponents. I did not introduce the concepts about the loss. I simply gave them different, example, the product rule, the power rule, the quotient rule. I started with the power rule. So I did not tell them what the power rule is. I simply gave them a lot of mga items nga ilang picturan using photo math. Like, for example, nana may idea how to use photo math, right? Yes, you have. I guess you have used that a lot of times also to check whether your answers are correct. Because that's what I always do to my students man sad na. If ever we have like activities inside the classroom, just like mga not summative but formative activities nga, they can use photo math in order for them to know whether their answer is correct. So it's not cheating at all. It's simply telling the students on letting the students learn on their own. Just like what I did, balik tas ako ang gistorya kaniha about the loss of exponents. So ako silang gihatagan og mga 5 items sa power rule. Wala si answer, given lang. Then using the photo math, ilang picturan ang items, and then they will simply copy the solution. And out of it, they will be the one to arrive with the concept. So it's not the teacher anymore like telling them, if you have the power rule, you multiply the exponent. It's not. The students themselves will discover the rule using photo math. And that's what I did katong face-to-face pa. So I am not the kind of, sometimes in my class, I don't give the concept right away. I let my students discover the concept. Okay? So that's one thing sa ako ang lesson sa photo math. So, if you are not familiar with photo math, later on, maobian natong gamiton sa ato ang, I'm gonna be sharing to you, I'm gonna use my phone right now, I'm gonna be sharing to you the photo math. Is it already sharing? Is my phone already sharing? Do you see yes, you are seeing here, photo math. So I'm gonna be clicking on photo math there. And then, have you noticed sa inyong katong critical thinking part? In the critical thinking part, naatoy part nga inyong isolve. Pero, let's make use of photo math. So, example, this one. Okay, for example, this one. Money given ako, which is right. And then, we have here the answer. So you have here the answer. If you want to know the solution, okay, you just show solving steps. This is the solution. So this is also one thing whether to check the students nga sila on their own, sakto ba kay ilahang solution nga gisolve. So ang inyong buhaton later on, 'di ba, going back to my presentation, Let me stop my sharing sa phone first. Okay, there you go. Is my presentations, nag-present gihapon ko sa ako ang kuan? I'm gonna stop the sharing first, ha? Okay, present whole screen again. Okay, there you go. Okay, let's go through. Okay, there you go. I-go through sa nato ang atuang activity sa CM5. So sa CM number 5, let's go to task number 1. Task number 1, no problem about that. It's simply fill in the blanks. All the answers are found in the CM. Okay? In critical thinking, task number 2, you will be using Desmos here. This is the Desmos calculator. What you're seeing right now is an application. It's a graphing calculator. And I also use this sa ako ang lesson sa systems, akong lesson about polynomial functions. This is very, very useful. Okay? Now, going back to the CM5. So, if you're using a smartphone, download the Desmos app and the Math Papa app in the App Store. If you're using a laptop or a personal computer, these are the links. And then, the lesson here is about graphs of polynomial functions. So, just like what we did ganiha, so I'm gonna be showing you using Math Papa this time. So, I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna copy this one. And this is Math Papa. I'm gonna paste that over here. You can even type the equation. Gonna retype it again na lang ha. I-retype lang nato side by side para maklaro na ako. Unsay ako ang isuwat. Okay, there you go. I will be having, unsa gito given ako? I have parenthesis. We have parenthesis. X minus 1, then we have exponent, this symbol over here, kanang exponent na symbol sa inyuhang tab, kini siya, kini mao ni exponent nato sa ato ang sa keyboard, then squared, automatic na saya, then another parenthesis, x plus 1, then another parenthesis, x plus 3. Then you calculate. So this one, kini siya, mauni siya inyong ibutang, copy, going back to our CM, mauni isuwat ninyo diri sa polynomial function over here. Okay? Write the resulting expression in number 3, kay gigamitan sa step number 3, gigamitan na tog Math Papa to simplify this. So, atong i-simplify, so na ako'y, dapat na ako'y, pila ni ka-items? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 4 items, so I should have 4 tables. Isa ka table na ay polynomial function, polynomial, degree of the polynomial, the sign of the leading coefficient, the factors, the roots, the end behavior, the intersects the x-axis at, touches the x-axis at, and the graph. Okay? So, mo ni siya na kay ing-ani nga table sa letter A, na kay ing-ani nga table sa letter B, sa letter C, ug sa letter D. So, I should be seeing 4 tables that contains all of these in each item here. Okay? So, going back to letter A, so, ang letter A nato, katong answer, mo'y ibutang nato dire. Dire siya nga part. Degree of the polynomial. O, go to your Math Papa. Where's the Math Papa here? Pila may degree sa polynomial. When I say degree of the polynomial, it is the highest exponent. What is the highest exponent here? Tanawa ninyo sa Math Papa nato. Here. Tanawa dire. Pila may highest exponent? the simplest form, 4. So meaning, sa simplest form ko magtanaw. If you don't want to go to the simplest form, sige, 2. Yan ang may exponent 1. Exponent 1. 2 plus 1 plus 1, that's 4. That's also one way of getting the degree without even simplifying. So if you're gonna simplify, the highest exponent is 4. Therefore, ang isuwat ninyo dito sa highest exponent, diri sa degree, is 4. Okay? So take note ha. Ang polynomial function, gamitan og math papa para ma-solve ni siya. Ayaw mo paglisod-lisod nga inyo nang isolve manually. I am making use of technology. I am not after of how you simplified each of these items. I am simply looking for what is the simplest form for this. Okay? So, mo ni answer nato sa polynomial function. Degree, the highest exponent. Now, sign of the leading coefficient. Go to the math papa. Unsa may sign sa leading coefficient? Meaning, when I say leading coefficient, katong coefficient sa highest exponent. Ang highest exponent is 4. Unsa may sign aning x raised to 4? Is it positive or negative? Positive. So, ang isuwat nato diri is going back to the here. So, ang isuwat sa sign of the leading coefficient will be positive. Okay? Sunod, factors. Go to the given. Kini siya. Mauni ang answers ninyo sa factors. So, it's stated here, write what is given in each item here. So, kung unsay given dito sa baba, may isuwat diri sa factors. Zeros. How do you get the zeros or the roots? Let me present a PowerPoint presentation first. PPT. For a while, I'm gonna be presenting to you a PowerPoint presentation. Example lang niya siya. Let's have another one. New slide. Then, present. Like for example, I have here, these are, ang roots nato, gikan na siya sa factors. Okay? If these are the factors, like for example, x plus 2, I have also x minus 3. I also have x plus 1 squared. I also have x minus 1 cubed. For example, these are the factors. So take note, these are the factors. Out of the factors, I can get the roots or the zeros. It's simply ing ani. Unsa may opposite ni positive 2? Negative 2. Unsa may opposite ni negative 3? Positive 3. Unsa may opposite ni positive 1? Negative 1. Then, naa may exponent, butangan. Negative 1, multiplicity 2. What is the opposite of negative 1? Positive 1. Multiplicity 3. So this is how you write the roots or the zeros. Okay? So, balik ta sa ato ang just keep that. Let's go back to our module. There you go. So, okay na ni siya ang factors, okay na ni ang roots of zeros. Let's go to the end behavior. Now, sir, asa na kuhaon ang end behavior? This time, you make use of the graph. Tadto na mo sa Desmos. So, example ha, ang given ako, x plus 1 x minus 2, x minus, sorry for that expression, x minus, example lang na example, minus 1. And let's have an exponent here. Exponent 2 for that. Then, do not forget, this is y is equal to para ma-plot ang graph. Okay, look at this one. This is now the graph. This is now the graph. This is now the graph of this polynomial function. Okay? Now, what happens here? What is the first end behavior? Is this going up or going down? This one. I'm gonna screenshot this ha. Ako i-screenshot. Kay ako ibalhin diri sa PowerPoint. Okay, para mas maklaro na to. There you go. Now, look at the expression. Diba, naanay arrow going up, naanay arrow going up. Now, what is your end behavior there? This is going up. This is going up. So, the end behavior of your graph is up, up. If you, sir, what if, sir, ang ako ang answer, sir, ang graph ni gawa, sir, kay ani. Gonna go back to Desmos. Sorry for that. I'm gonna go back to Desmos. What if ako ning butangan og negative? What happened here? Unsay end behavior nato karon? Class, what is the end behavior? Down, down. Okay? What if I'm gonna change this? I'll delete the 2. I'll delete the 2. What is the end behavior now? Up, down. I'm gonna remove the negative sign. What's the end behavior? Down. Oh, kana pa lang siya daan. There are, kay madugay maguni sa graphing. Kung dili mo magpagamit o graphing sa inyong students like this Desmos, it will take a lot of time for them to graph niya. Ang ako mang point here is, what are the end behaviors? So why not make use of Desmos and then let them discover, hello, what if unsa kay mahitabuan nino kung ang degree niya negative siya? Bao din siya up siya, down down. So mao ni siya ang ilang realization later on. This will be their summary. And what you are doing right now in the critical thinking part, mo ni gibuhat ako mga estudyante when I had polynomial functions nga discussion. So going back to our module, so kibaw na mo sa end behavior ha. Up, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Intersects the x-axis at. Look at the Desmos. Tanawang Desmos ha. Look at the Desmos. Over here. Ni-intersect siya sa x-axis at what point? Sa negative 1, sir. Sa positive 1, sir. Sa positive 2, sir. So, maunay intersection niya. Okay? Do you get my point? Now, i-change na ko ang exponent. I'm gonna change the exponent here. I'm gonna make this 3. Intersect gihapon siya sa negative 1. What if I'm gonna make this 5? It still intersects. Nya kabantay mo, ang iyang pagliko nagkalapad. Maunay siya'y ilhanan kung magkadako ang exponent. Our exponent nato ganiha. We started with the exponent 1. That's that maunay siya intersection. Tanawang intersection dere. If I'm gonna change this to exponent nga 3, mo intersect gyapon siya. Pero lapad-lapad iyahang pag-intersect. If I'm gonna change that to 5, there you go. What if, sir, even ang iyahang exponent? Tanawa unsay mahitabo sa even exponent. Ni-intersect siya, class. Tanawa. Ni-intersect siya? Wala. Ni-touch ra na siya. Mauna siya sa inyuhang diri nga part kini. Kung wala siya na intersect, then leave it blank. Ani kas touches. Touches the x-axis at. So, tanawan ninyo ang desmos, ni-touch siya diri, sir. Sir, what if, sir, ilisa ni nako og 2 nga exponent? Ni-touch gihapon siya, sir, sa 2. Kay kini siya diri man ni sa 2. Sir, what if I'm gonna change this to 4? Tanawan ninyo, kung sa'y mahitabo, nawa, nilapad iyahang pag-touch. Samot na himuon na kong 6. There you go. So, this is one thing nga akong gipa-play sa mga students. Ilis-ilisay daw na ninyong mga exponents din na. What happens sa iyahang gilap doon sa pagliko o pag-intersect din ha? So, it will tell them a lot of things about this. Okay? So, going back to our CM, so okay na yung touches. Sa graph, inyo running screenshot. Inyo ning screenshot, na inyo lang nang i-crop, and then, mauna yung i-paste diri sa graph nga part. Dili ni manual nga graph ha. Graph ni siya sa Desmos. Okay? Anyway, online submissions man sa mo. Next. So, maunay buhato ninyo sa table. So, kining letter A, i-fill up ang table. Sunod, magtubag na sad sa letter B, i-fill up ang table. Ako ning giupat kay usaan ni up-up, ang usa down-down, ang usa up-down, ang usa down-up. And afterwards, here you go. Mauni akong gipa-conclude sa akong mga estudyante. Make a conclusion regarding the end behaviors in relation to its degree and the sign of the leading coefficient. And then, gipahimo usad na ko sila og conclusion about the multiplicity of the roots, meaning, kabantay mo atong giilis-ilisan na itong exponent, gihimo na itong even, gihimo na itong odd nga exponent. Mo niya akong gipasabot dire. What if even ang multiplicity? What if odd ang multiplicity? Mo-touch ba ka to siya or mo-intersect? O kamoy mo discover, ana? Mo niya akong gigamit nga concept when I introduced polynomial functions sa akong grade 10 students. I did not introduce the concept right away nga, if ever ing ani ang degree niya, positive siya, mauni and behavior. No, I did not. I made this activity and sila'y naghimog mga conclusion. Ang conclusion, mauna siya ang concept about the graphing part. Any questions about the critical thinking? Nakasabot na class sa inyong buhaton? Okay. Nakasabot. Thank you. Puhon, if you will be teaching, will you be using this strategy, like using the Desmos application and not just introduce the concept about graphing? Let your students discover the different concepts without even the teacher spoon-feeding it. So I hope nga, you will apply this pohon when you become professional teachers and you'll be practicing your profession. Okay? Now, next, let's go to the creating part. The creating part is simply, you make a lesson plan. Making use of any instructional material. Like example, you will be using the algebra tiles, pwede kaayo. Sir, pwede ang colored counters, pwede kaayo when you have the lesson about integers. Sir, pwede rasad, sir, like ang loss of exponents and gamitan na mo og math papa or photo math, pwede ra kaayo. Basta gigamitan og instructional materials, katong mga manipulatives nato, or mga ICT math apps like Desmos and Math Papa. Pwede ra kayo. Okay? So, are there any questions regarding CM number 5? So, kamoy magbuot ha. These are the directions. Choose a topic in mathematics in any grade level. Number 2, make your own lesson for your chosen topic using any method or any strategy. Number 3, make use of the different manipulatives or ICT math apps in your lesson. So, if you're having a geometry lesson, pwede ninyo gamiton ang geoboard. Okay? Yeah, if you're having like mga probability, it's up to you. There are a lot of mga manipulatives and ICT apps for that. Okay? And then, there you go. So, mauni siya ang atuang CM number 5. Naipangutan